Hello my friends and welcome! It's episode 102. And we are done with being a grand strategist. It'll be very interesting to see what skills and stuff the exemplar gets. Take and hold kind of sucks as an ability. Till the end of combat, every attack leads to a stacking 2% crit chance bonus. That was pretty awesome. Until the end of combat, Arc Militant's attacks do not spend MP. Additionally, each attack grants a stacking 5% bonus to dodge for 1 round. You can use both heroic acts in a single combat. I feel like attacks not spending MP is really potent, as that allows you to move around. Sure, whatever. It's not like the greatest move either. That could be potent against a boss. Okay, this doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, it's not unlocked. Now it is. Psychic Awakening, Biomancy, Divination, Pyromancy, Sanctic Powers, Psychic Awakening, Telepathy. This character becomes an unsanctioned Psyker and gains +1 Psi rating. Features: Psyker and Craftwell Kuruk, and Dark City of Komara, Adeptus Astartes, Adeptus Serratus, and Tech Priest. Cold Trader, Navy Officer, Navigator, Cleansing, and Blood for the Blood God, Veteran of the Long War. Interesting. Wow, the character gains an additional 12 wounds. Okay, that's whatever. These wounds are further increased by toughness, increasing by 10 times toughness bonus %. So basically double for Abelard. So out of interest, is Exemplar the same for everybody? Looks like it is. This character gains 15 willpower as long as they have no ranged weapons equipped. Staves do not count as ranged weapons. Wow. Awesome. Awesome for a Psyker. Awesome for the Navigator. I'm just going to mark that one with a star straight away. Critical hit chance and critical damage are increased by 7% of their dodge. Kind of interesting. Powerful for Cassia, who has like nearly infinite dodge. Wow, that's pretty powerful for Abelard. Every melee attack this character makes reduces target's armor by 2% till the end of combat. This reduction is applied before damage is calculated and stacks. Wow, that's really great for Abelard.
I always keep my
I half expected him to survive this battle and be interrogated. Okay, I guess I can't loot the snipers.
Let us not dawdle. I always have a backup plan.
Oh, I can steal them anyway.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Mission complete. Oh, it's one of these. The rising currents carried the smell of blood, pain, ichor, and failed ambitions. Smells of the dark city. With my wings flung open, I weave a path through the spires like a dark lightning bolt, chaotic and unpredictable in its patterns. To fly is to hunt, and everyone in flight hunts everyone else. Even I, scourged, garothed, blood-feather, do not have the privilege of invulnerability around these parts. I may become someone else's prey, except probably not today. This day I am the hunter. I descend to the minaret that grows out of the nearest spire. It provides me with an excellent view. Accelerated reflexes allow me to assess the situation in a fraction of an instant. It is time. I still decide to wait and get a better look at the prey. A male monkey, pampered upper caste cub who is fed and equipped with the best their race can offer. It certainly arrived in the Dark City recently. The city has not yet managed to leave its mark of perpetual expectation of doom on its flattened snout. The most glorious game that clings to life, the strongest, and leaves sweet death's essence. A shard carbine spews forth a stream of crystalline projectiles that howl and shatter as they pierce the flesh of the prey. A deadly slashing blizzard drapes the street in bloody snow. The bodies of random passers-by caught in the fire falling to the ground. This is a common occurrence in the spires. Everyone around me flees from the field of death whose borders I have made clear. The prey falls but is still alive. Summons its companions. A mistake. I unleash a new fan of crystalline shards, and the flesh of the prey blossoms into new cuts from my projectiles. Prey should have run away. Not given me more chance to cripple it. The prey is weak. Clever. By escaping into the open streets, the prey has deprived me of the advantage of my long-range weapon, but I will not let it escape, so I spread my wings and soar over the alley, pelting the prey with bursts of indirect fire. The chase must not end too soon. The petitioner wanted my prey to die slowly. Flees down the most predictable and straightforward route, hoping that its strength does not abandon it. Slips away using the bodies of random passers-by as cover. Grabs someone weapon from the ground and returns fire at random. Wow, I really wish I'd equipped my my checks for this. Oh, I succeeded! That's random. Perhaps the body of my prey was modified, or it simply abounds in vigor. Even the heavy wounds inflicted by the first salvo cannot slow it down. I emit a frustrated shriek as I watch the path of my projectiles follow the prey without reaching its flesh. The prey manages to elude me for a moment by ducking into the crowded street. The jet booster on my back emits a stream of ghostly blue flame as I continue my pursuit. As I storm into the street, I see the prey again. This is a nice catch. The petitioner wanted me to deliver the prey to her, but I decided to do something different. When it's over, I will impale the body of the prey on a spike protruding from the highest spire, so it serves as a testament to my victory. My flight is swift, everything is unnecessary, and avastic has been cut from my body, so the air currents carry it like a projectile from a splinter rifle. Alas, this is also my weakness. I am so light that even a small obstacle can throw me off course, but the prey has no idea how vulnerable I am in flight. Willpower test succeeded. The initial horror caused by my sudden attack has already worn off. The prey has suppressed its panic and is acting decisively and boldly, a commendable triumph of will over instinct. Seeking to slow me down, the prey turns some bystanders against me, bars my way with cataclysm, slips away with the skill of one who has lived here their entire life. Let's try this one. Prey rushes over to a half-dismantled jet bike, shoves away the slave who is repairing it, overloads its anti-gravity edging with admirable dexterity. It barely has the time to bounce back before a deafening explosion fills the air with shards of rock, pieces of wraithbone, and fragments of bodies. I evade all the projectiles with a graceful twirl and dash into the rolling dust. As I turn the corner, I triumphantly realize that I have driven the prey into a dead end. It's time for the massacre. The poison I received from the petitioner as payment for the hunt is contained in the crystalline projectiles, and I should have worked by now. It will slow down the nervous system of my prey. When I spot the prey, I am pleased to note the early signs of the effect of my combat toxin is having on it. Movement slowed and blinking often. Spots are floating in front of its eyes by now. Okay, I literally have no chance of any of these. Wow, tiny one for logic. Lunges at me first. I realize too late it is not desperation but cold determination. Oh, I succeeded on a 12% chance! That's crazy! In the blind alley when my prey is about to die, there is enough room for me to spread my wings and soar. It does not grant me the opportunity to do so and kicks me back into the cramped street. Prey wishes to fight where it has the advantage. I try to slip past it to escape into the open and fail. The prey lands a couple of well-aimed blows, and one of my wings hangs limply along my body. It will not be easy to return home to the top of the spires. The outcome will be decided in close combat, wasting no time. The prey and I seize one another in a violent, furious embrace. Every decision made over the course of this fleeting hunt is being weighed, tipping the scale that will ultimately determine the winner. My embedded glands spew hyper-adrenaline into my bloodstream. My artificially grown muscles convulsively swell under the porous fabric of my ghost plate. I torment the prey with claws protruding from my forearms and knees, and the prey banks on brute force, hoping to break my fragile bones and shatter my joints. Grabs one of the blades hanging from my belt and aims it at my throat. Responds with clinical attacks aimed at my weak points. Allows me closer, enveloping me in a deadly embrace and hoping to suffocate me before I tear it to shreds. Banks on brute force. Success! Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by... Can you be killed by this? Man, I got lucky on this. Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by the crafty homunculus. Their lightness served me well during the flight, but betrayed me here on the ground. I lose my footing, my body is going floppy like a rag. My strength waning, I reach for the shard carbine and shoot the prey right in the face at point-blank range. The crystalline projectile whizzes within a hair's breadth of its face. A crushing blow turns my magnificent weapon to rubble with a mournful crunch. Prey grabs me by the throat, lifts me into the air and snarls. It seems to want to know why I attempted to kill it. What could I tell it if I could? My petitioner, K-Cross the Witch, about how insulted she was by the deaths of her fosterlings, the blood-stained pyrocytes in the arena at the hands of my prey. How badly she wanted to spite the prey's master, sour-tempered homunculus Tervantius, who had arranged that insult. I do not know, for my throat is crushed and only a faint wail escapes it. I am dying at the feet of my prey, at the feet of a monkey. Humiliating end for one who earned the status of apex hunter of Comra with torturous alterations of flesh and a bloody pilgrimage to the very top of the spires. Does it hurt to perish like this? It does. Is it fair? It is. It wasn't fair. I got so lucky. Oh my god. But I didn't have any of my skill check equipment equipped. This almost feels like an event to ruin psychers. There's no way to use your psychic powers in this event to win, right? Which, in a way, is a bit weird. It's almost like the game sometimes forgets that being a psyker is a thing. I mean, if you're being attacked by some kind of flying idiot, wouldn't you use your psychic flame to just burn the idiot out the sky? Anyway. Such is life in the spires. Is that it? We're done?
You interrupted my thoughts.
Look no further.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries.
Okay, I can't get rid of it. Now, where were we? Lord Captain.
Is there money to be made?
Tervantis rushes about the laboratory, snatching up certain tools, vials, and notes. He conceals some of these items inside his own body cavities and destroys the rest. Did something happen? The cult of the fatal thirst craves blood specimen. Your blood, my blood. One must be astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City to not realize this. You humiliated the monkey. Kurgos and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you, but she decided to undermine my authority by sending out her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. Who cares about a pathetic monkey? You are my lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for undermining the cult's authority. It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson of respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. And be reminded for a time that I was still someone who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you have failed me, all of you. Kurgos did not keep her word. You did not die in her trap. It's all your fault that things have spiraled out of control. I will leave the Astronomical Opera and withdraw to the spire of the Reaving Tempest. The witches won't dare to settle their scores under the eye of my patrons, so the Cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out into the streets of Chasm and die. Or go to the arena and try and kill Kuratos. If you succeed, you will still die. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All those pathetic symptoms did was weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. And so unravel the rotten threads of the tapestry of fate. Without necessary risk, this is not a hasty retreat, merely a temporary change of workspace. Enter the arena. The succubi will not pass up the chance to gut you in front of an audience. If you could simply wound Kratos, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I would be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. To repay Kratos for her treachery, I will send the Anguish Prospector to the arena. While the witches are preoccupied with ending your life, the Prospector will kill several of them. Regardless, it is too conspicuous for me to hide from the cult's huntresses. If you manage to kill her, run. Sinisthora will not let such impertinence go unpunished, and her wrath is 100-fold more dangerous than Kurgos' fury. Do not return to the chasm, you will find no shelter there. Seek salvation in other spires, and you may prolong your agony for a short time. I cannot transport them to my new sanctuary. You may take them. Some may still be alive. Do not allow them to use their abilities until I have left the Anatomical Opera. Hold out the bag of samples, of course. So be it, you've earned a few minutes of my attention. The answer is still no. A particular monkey specimen has phenomenal parameters. I previously studied 2 other specimens of the same breed and yet to untangle their genetic secrets. Surely the loss of some monkey could never impede the work of a mind as great as yours. Perhaps the genetic subtype of all these specimens was defective, and this was the cause of my limited success. In that case, the loss of the specimen would not be significant. I recommend pain as a mean of pacification. You can take his armor. I found it entirely unintriguing. Okay, are we done? What else have you got? Pitch Black Desolator. $25 to 40 damage, that's pretty solid. Special immolation effect that inflicts burning cannot be removed until the end of combat. Target must also pass a toughness resistance test with a 5 bonus or become stunned. 50% armor pen. An ultimate weapon for people who have got Laz specialty. Okay, that doesn't seem that exciting. The wearer's shots in melee range have a 20% bonus to dodge reduction. Shots, not attacks. Start of combat inflicts prey status on the enemy with the highest number of wounds without sending a charge of hunt down the prey and grants double hunt down the prey bonus for killing it. I wonder if him fixing my status also got rid of the malediction of whatever. Rykad Minoris. Because that was also a negative effect. No, it's still there. They fixed the bug that allows you to get rid of this. Sad times.
I always keep my options open.
The thick walls of this container were designed to hold something extremely dangerous. At last, I feel something. Ah, why there's so many of you at once?
For a medikit.
Edmon, I cannot control it. Your body is burning as if you've been doused with a vat of molten plasticsteel, and your head is teeming with strange whispers. Cast the light in my eyes. You are stronger than this. You hear me? Fight it. Fight it, my pale-faced Shireen. Elentak, hurry. She who thirsts is looking through the 3 eyes of this monkey, looking at us. Wow, I can just win this no matter what. Dogmatic power, go! I like the dogmatic one because it always results in more dogmatic. And may his light scatter the darkness ahead. For the Astronomicon is the beacon and his guiding blessing to me. Willpower test succeeded! A haze of anger, despair, and fear smother you like a burial shroud. This is not the first time you've had to deal with a surge of foreign emotions assailing your mind. Feel the willpower. To believe in his might and his aid and his wisdom. His wisdom, and if we still have enough strength left to fight, then fight we shall to the end. You know, when darkness envelops you, it takes everything away, leaving no sound, smells, no solid footing. Darkness devours every colour that it tries to make its way in. Every colour I tried to create inside, darkness was withering. It swallows the colours it chews and consumes. But when despair had overtaken me completely, I could sense that I was not alone in that darkness. Someone else was with me, someone intangible, cold and colourless. When the capsule opened, my mind was drowned in grimy shades of crimson, umber, black and red. And I am going mad, Edmund. I used to think I could control this, but now... You must end this for the sake of my house, for your own safety, for me. Haha! Man, you can just kill her. Brutal. The Emperor protects! It's got to be the answer. The Emperor protects is the answer to everything. Even my third eye cannot see the Emperor's light in this accursed place. All my prayers will go unheard. With a weary movement of her hand, she adjusts her forehead adornment, taking care to cover her navigator's eye, and you no longer feel the menace that was emanating from her a moment ago. Thank you. Your words, they helped. I feel better already. Seal her inside the capsule. I'm doing this for everyone's sake. Thank the Emperor that you look like yourself again. Now let's get out of here.
I have a nose for profit and the taste for adventure. On it.
Allow me to get rid of these injuries. And some more of the trauma
State
erasing
your intention.
skin grafts.
Your technology is limited, but I am grateful. I can heal your wounds, not your soul.
Oh, thank you, Shireen.
Here she is, the monster navigator. How's her gear? Okay, her gear is the same as it always was. Perfect. No need to faff around.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
What is going on?
Let us not dawdle. I always have a backup plan.
Okay. Wow, was that the right choice? Oh, that's funny. I just thought I was going to click them all. Stinger that deals 12 to 21 damage has 100% armor penetration. Target must pass a toughness resistance test or become stunned for 1 round. That's actually pretty good. Not for the damage, but for 1 turn of stun. Start of the combat, the wearer inflicts bleeding on themselves. Whenever the wearer performs an area melee attack, they inflict bleeding on all hit creatures. This area melee attack also deals 5 times wearer's bleeding level additional damage. Okay, that's a bit bizarre. The boots of annihilating yourself for a small attack bonus.
Is there money to be made? Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Ooh, what we got have here? Bead of Might. If the wearer has 8 or more AP at the start of their turn, they gain 30% damage for the rest of combat. That's not easy to trigger. The wearer gains 10 agility and fellowship. Whenever the wearer's wounds should be decreased to 0 for the first time in combat, they are restored up to 50% of their maximum wounds instead. Increase range attack distance by wearer's BS bonus divided by 2 cells. This prism-shaped Xeno artifact is made of black metal. It is oddly cold to the touch. Strange device has no visible seams, buttons, or holes. Wow, that cape is pretty awesome. And further increases Jay's power. Ah, I'd have to trade it in for this, for one of these. Ten fellowship is a lot, though. Damn it, I thought that was a cape. It even says it's a cape. Iron cape. So fellowship is all of these. $137 for tech use. And with this, also 137. Basically, it's not a buff, sadly. It's similar. It's almost similar because a 10 extra fellowship allows her to boost most of her skills, but it's not the same. Annoyingly. Had it been a cape, it would have been huge. Still, 10 agility and 10 fellowship is not necessarily terrible. I don't necessarily see this as a buff. That pick yourself up thing is quite powerful. Ah, it's really unfortunate. It just feels like an item that would be really good, but actually isn't. But only because I've got items that are even better. The only person it might truly be amazing for is Argenta, for the agility. But the metronome and cheaper reload are very powerful for her. These weapons are very expensive to reload. Not that it tells you on the weapon, annoyingly. It doesn't tell you on the weapon how much it costs to reload, but I think the flame, like heavy weapons, is like 4 AP to reload. You know what, let's go for it. A bit better combat ability.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Excuse me. The red-haired giant does not stop singing under his breath and does not seem to notice you, intent he is on his bloody repast. I need your help. The prisoner looks at you expectantly without stopping his chewing. Requires dogmatic. Recite the warrior's litany. Even a heretic or non-human can wet a profane blade in the blood of enemies. Be a true warrior of humanity, does not fight for the gratification or trophies, but he fights to carry out his will, for that is his duty, and it is a blessing.
You speak well. I have heard these bookish words many times before, but this is the first time I have heard them spoken with such resolve. I see that you believe in them, that you live by them. I respect that. I will help you. Let no one say that I forgot my duty to the Allfather. It seems Tervantius is not as clever as he likes to appear if he's letting me out of the cage. The joke is on him. Good steel I have already. But if we are going hunting, I will need my wolf skin.
My wolf skin! Ah ah ah!
What did you say your name was?
Ass kicker. Ulfar is a space wolf, a mighty space marine. His proportions instill respect in his allies and fear in his foes, but because Ulfar takes up 4 cells instead of 1, certain mechanics may work differently for him. Ulfar does not use cover or conventional human armor and weapons. Ulfr's unique ability allows him once per combat, instead of losing consciousness due to having his wounds reduced to 0, to become incapacitated for 2 rounds. While in this state, he cannot be targeted by attacks or suffer damage, and he also counts as full cover for allies. Once 2 rounds have passed, Ulfr can act again and regains 50% of his maximum wounds. Furthermore, he is not militant. Okay, we already know about that. Man, he's level 20? It's kind of sad. Who do I put to one side temporarily for him?
Save your jests about fur, fleas, and marked territory. I heard enough of them back on Fenris.
What a beast. Didn't I have an Adeptus Astartes item? Wow, that's a monster. I thought I had an Astartes blade lying around here. It was chainsword. Honestly, the knife is better. The chainsword does slightly more damage. And it has better critical hit chance and critical hit damage. The knife kills the target, it restores 1 AP. Actually, I think this is probably better. Space Marine's recoil is decreased by 2 times strength bonus. Kick ability costs 0 AP and deals an additional 2 times strength bonus damage. Okay. So he can't die, he just gets knocked down for 2 turns. Then he gets back up again. That's what I understood from the tutorial. Perfect. Since he is not militant. He doesn't have psi rating, so that's useless. Wow, his strength is enormous. So this might be good. Strength plus int bonus. I mean, int bonus is only 3, but strength bonus is 8. So that's 11. 11 extra damage for single target attacks against human enemies. Seems reasonable to me. He does not have any medical ability. That's interesting. That grenade uses demolition, which he sucks at. Okay, does he have anything special? Removes all dodge enemies from power dodge penalties from power armor. He's basically Argenta. Yep, it's a good one to have. It's perception that lets you cut through enemy dodge. Weapon skill reduces parry chance, but not dodge chance. It's perception that reduces dodge chance. This is the problem that Abelard is having. Is that the enemy can't parry him, but they can dodge him. Wildfire is really good. He's already got it, will not die. He's also got plasma weapon proficiency, but not expert. I feel like he has most of the skills. Let's grab perception, and I can also grab ballistic skill and weapon skill. I guess athletics. I'm not going to be using him for skill checks. Now he's someone who actually has mixed expertise, so this is actually pretty good for him. 2 times BS weapon and 2 times ballistic, which is 14 to each. This is also great. Let's grab that first because the damage is nice. Um, Getting a stack of versatility increases critical hit chance by 10% until the end of the turn. No, that's not the one. That might be worth taking. Cost of wildfire reduced by 1 AP for every 3 stacks of versatility instead of 4. That's decent. Archmans gains 2% bonus to armor for every stack of versatility. This is kept. Yeah, this is good as well. This is good potentially for him. Let's go with broad expertise for him. It's actually quite a solid bonus. Okay. Devastating attack is also very good. Whenever the Arc Militant attacks targets that have their armor reduced by any effects applied by the Arc Militant's allies, the Arc Militant deals 10% damage. 10% more damage. And the Arc Militant attacks targets that have had their deflection reduced by effects. It's 2. Don't know if that stacks, probably doesn't. Yeah, this is pretty weak because to gain a stack of versatility means doing an attack. So your second attack would get 10% and then your like third attack would get 20%. But how many attacks can you realistically get usually? Yeah, Flash Fire and Discipline probably quite solid. Enemies that are forced to make a resistance test by the Arc Militant will make any resistant tests from any source with a minus 10 plus 2 times agi bonus penalty until the end of combat. Base skill, ballistic, perception, and weapon skill. What else is useful to him? I don't even see the point of bringing his strength up any more than it already is. Suppose you can just grab nimble, 10% extra dodge. Never hurts. He's basically Argenta on steroids.
Whose innards need take leave of their gut.
I always keep my options open.
Huh, what happens if I go and speak to this guy now? I've freed the Space Marine, that would be funny. Okay, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.